Happy Sunday. Um, Sunday fun day. Sunday is the day. Sunday is kind of just a lazy day for me. Usually, I don't really do much of anything on Sundays. The weekend seems to go so fast. It's like you go to work Friday, you blink, here we are, Monday. Here we are, and it's Monday. So I hope your weekends are going well. Hope your days are going well. I hope your day is going well. Mine is going. I just kind of got up not too long ago. It's oddly nice outside because it's been very cold. And if I had to guess, I would say that we are probably high 50s in terms of temperature, sun, a little bit of wind. And I told y'all I can do everything 50 and up as long as it's not raining or snowing. 50 is about where my limit is. My perfect temperature would probably be 75 with sun and like a cool breeze. But I don't like the summer. Summer is not my thing. I did not decide to live schedule. The people who responded to it basically told me top 2 times that they would like, or to even go further, top 3 times, top 3 days were Sunday, Monday, and Wednesday. Sunday, Monday, and Wednesday were the top 3 days. And then time-wise, everybody wanted 6 p.m. and later. So I think the last time that I looked at the poll, it was kind of evenish. But I think more people said Monday. I think more people said Monday between 6 o'clock and 10 p.m. So, how's it going? I'm not exactly sure. Can I call you a racial slur? Now that, I don't know why I found that funny. I mean, no, you can't, but I found that hilarious for some reason. Because why didn't you just say the racial slur and make it worth your money? That was kind of funny. Mondays and Wednesdays, I prefer 8 p.m. before bed. I was actually thinking, even though people said Monday, a lot of the people on my channel watch Cliff Notes at 8 p.m. on Mondays. So Wednesday might be a better day. Wednesday is probably a better day than Monday because, you know, that's a lot of content to intake and would probably take away from people watching my channel. Even if I didn't do it at the same time as his, probably still take away from that. So possibly Wednesdays. I'm going to throw that on the poll and see if anyone's cool with Wednesdays at 8. I mean, I was pretty much able to do that during the Big Brother season. Maybe 9. I don't know. 8, 9, I don't know. I'll figure it out. 6. I'll figure it out. 6 o'clock might be a time. 7. But yeah, but I don't think you caught my live yesterday because I read your comment at the end of one of my lives, but I mean, I read it, but I was just ending the live as you had written it. So I was saying doing this live is not a replacement, as in I'm not gonna not do other lives. It's just that my other lives are gonna just be random like this one. But I wanted to try to see if I made a scheduled live at a scheduled time, if people would show up consistently. Because when I do my lives like now, I see 9 people in the comment. I mean, 9 people viewing it. Sometimes I'll get on and it'll be 1 or 2, and then I'll get a bunch of comments that people are missing the lives. So I'm trying to do it so that at least once a week, everyone knows like this is the live time. So let's hop on. Let's hop on the live. Let's see. I notice a lot of people view. That's true. That's true. I think when I had my most viewership, generally, was late evenings. I guess because that's when people are home and settle down. And I know some people. I used to do this when I used to watch lives. I mean, when I used to watch a lot of people's lives, I would throw on the live before I go to bed, and I would fall asleep to it. So daytime, midday. I like doing lives on my way to work because it's like a little bit of what am I trying to say? Therapy. I guess it's like a little bit. I get my morning vent on. This is another one of Dad's jackets, by the way. Every time we try to throw something out, every time my mom throws something out, I take a look at it. Something of his, anyways. I could take a look at it, and I'm like, this guy had all the flyest clothes. If it fits me, it doesn't go out the door ever. One moment. Thank you. Oh, okay. Thank you.
I gotta get one of theirs. Yo, when I went to Barbados, I actually bring back some bread and cheese. All right, but I know I take too long to get it. All right, well, don't worry about that. What would you like, Auntie? Auntie, what would you do? I will buy some stuff. I'll buy some stuff. I'll bring it. And we share it. I'll buy some stuff. Cool. Okay, I'm on my way. I'm right here. 2 minutes. I'm right here.
Hello, a far place. How are you doing? How you doing? There was this unhinged man in the store just now. Unhinged AF. Unhinged AF. And I had the camera on, and then I turned the camera off because I was like, hope he doesn't. I hope he wouldn't look at it and be like, "Are you taping me?" But he's telling some weird stories. He was like, excuse me, brother. He said, "Excuse me, brother. If I can trouble you for a story, to tell you a story." And I was like, at first I thought that this story was gonna end up in him wanting some money, because that's usually how most stories go here in New York. So, but he's like, "Excuse me, brother. Me grandmother just turned 100 this year." I was like, "God bless her." And he was like, "Yeah, the B still ticking." The B, as in the B word, is still ticking. And he was like, me told her the other day she wanted to go back home to Jamaica, and I told her, you ain't gonna make it. And then the B went anyways. I'm like, I'm still flabbergasted by him calling his grandmother a female dog. I can't fathom that. I was talking to somebody about that the other day, like, the family that I grew up with, there's certain things, like, my family does a lot of things that I don't like, that just upsets me, but the language, certain things that I wouldn't even dream of saying to my mother, grandmother, aunt, uncle, dad, grandpa. Even if I was expressing my disdain for something they were doing that I did not like, it would not be said in certain ways, because I'm like, I value my life. So, But yeah, anyways, he's like, oh yeah, she came back and she's still alive, brethren. She's still alive, brethren. And she lives down the street. And I'm going to go see her now. And that's all I have to say to you. God bless you. Have a good day. Having a happy Sunday. And I was like, okay. He was clearly on something. I don't know what he was on, but whatever it was. And he sounded kind of like DMX. It's funny. I was a little concerned. But also, New York, I've realized the other day, I was like, New York has made me too comfortable. And when I say that, I mean, when I first got here, I was like bug-eyed. I still remember this one time. I was sitting on the train with my mom on the subway. And I don't think I had ever been on the subway before. Or if I had, this is one of my very early times of riding the subway in New York. And these two guys stood up in the train started yelling at each other, cursing at each other, and they were about to fight. And I was just staring at them because I'm sitting here like, we are here in very close proximity of these people, and they're about to fight in front of us. And I'm always thinking like, I don't want to catch a stray if I'm there. So I was just looking at them. I was just staring at them the whole time that they were getting into this argument. My mom elbowed me. And when we got off the train, she was like, don't look at them. She was like, when things like that are happening, you're not supposed to stare, because then they might involve you, and I didn't know it was a thing in New York, like, mind your business. Even if the business is happening right in front of you, right? It's a thing that New Yorkers just, I'm not gonna stare, because looking and staring means you want problems. Like that's a New York thing. But my point of saying that is, since coming to New York, I used to get really scared every time those things would happen. Now, granted, I'm not saying I'm never scared anytime, but it's just like, I'm pretty desensitized to the average dispute. I'll see it, I'll walk right by it, It's just not a thing that phases me or worries me or anything like that. Even though sometimes it probably should. But when you've seen so much things, you start to feel less worried about what's going on. And I say, hey, yeah, yeah, yeah. I said, hey, what's going on? All right, y'all. Happy Sunday. Oh, by the way, 99 to Beat, good show. I watched episodes 6 and 7. I'm laughing because there was a controversy, I think, with Kara. And I went to see what the controversy was, and I was like, that's nothing. But like, you put a challenger on a show like that, and it's different. He has finished close to last a couple of times, but I think that there's 20 something people left, if I'm not mistaken. 25 people left or something like that. I don't know. She's still on there. Yeah, anyways, like, comment, subscribe, notification bell. Let me know if Wednesday, anytime between 6 p.m. and 10 p.m. Eastern time works for you. Bye.